Whistling and prepping and singing and marking and cutting and pointing and routing and forever cocking. With Kiwi Dazz getting it done, eh?
I'm learning that metalwork is harder than I thought. When it's come to metal, I am such an amateur and it's showing. But you know, hey, if you don't try, you don't learn. If you don't learn, life would be boring, I think. Well, it would for me. When I made the frame, it didn't really warp at all. But man, when it came to putting in those little tabs, I think I had my welder too hot and I just absolutely laid that weld in there. Like I poured that weld into it and now I've paid for it, have really warped out my frame. I should have just spot welded it, worked my way around and tried not to put too much heat into one location so that that whole piece of metal just didn't get so hot, because the verticals now have about a 10mm bow from top to bottom inwards. All of them do. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but hey, what are you gonna do? I tried to stand on it on a piece of wood, you know, jumping up and down with it supported on both ends. That wasn't enough to bend it out. They say if you've got an oxyacetylene torch, which I don't have. I also tried that. I've got like a little mini mat torch. I tried that, but that just seemed to do nothing. Probably just not enough heat, not enough brunt. Yeah, you can probably hear that I'm a little frustrated by that. It's, you know, learning something new. I'm definitely learning a lesson from it, and so if you can learn a lesson from something like this, then you take it forward into your next project. I tried using weld opposite to where the other weld was that had deformed the metal and warped the metal. That doesn't appear to have done anything, and if anything, it might have even made it worse. I was really hopeful that by putting that weld on there, I was going to kind of at least sort it out a little bit. Now I've got to like go and grind those welds off. I thought that would be like the quick way to fix it. In reality, that was the slow way to not fix it. It was slow and it didn't work. I'm slow, but I'm also not very good. That was yesterday. I was slow and not very good. I might try using a jack, because that's kind of how I tweaked the frame, was just with force. Get the jack out and kind of try and like force that frame into submission. Force those warps out of it. If I can't like make them budge with a jack, I'll just call it quits and just be like, hey, good enough. Gates are going to be good enough. I'm going to have to kind of like counter bend it so it's out by say 10mm inwards. I'm going to put a jack on the inside and push it out by 15 to 20mm, and I may even need to push it further because metal, when you bend it, there's a modulus of elasticity. So basically like you can bend that metal to a certain point and it stays elastic, and what that means is it will bounce back. Then if you bend it past the point of elasticity, you move it into plasticity. And when you move it into plasticity, that's when you actually deform it. You move the molecules around in the material, I believe. Wow, it's getting really fancy and technical here. But essentially, that's what I need to do. I need to deform the frame past the point of elasticity into the point of plasticity, just enough to move my 10mm deformation out. Let's see if I can do it tomorrow. Give it a go with the jack. It'll be a whole new experience and a whole new thing to see. Can I straighten the frame with a jack? I'm super excited today. I've got a total new mindset and I am going to get rid of that bow and the steel. Let's see what happens. I hope you stay tuned. Like, share and subscribe while you're at it. Watching the footage, seeing me getting it done, eh? I reckon I got a pretty good chance of getting rid of that bow out of that today though. One way or another, it's going. I'm confident and I'm determined. Now, that's the way to do it. Negative self-talk, we got no space for this on this channel. You gotta be positive, you gotta get it done. Let's get it done, eh? Kiwi Dazz, just updating you with the progress from today. Super stoked, super stoked. The car jack was the money, absolute money. Had to jack about 30 millimeters out for it to then bounce back and take out the 10 millimeters of bow. And I went, wow, amazing. I've got them really straight now. Like, I'm very happy with where they're at now. It's ready now, ready for powder coater tomorrow. Get that to the powder coater. It's cool. It's gonna be matte black. That was a success. I call that a smashing good success this evening. Thanks for watching. Hope you're getting encouraged and inspired to get something done around your place or on your projects. Hit me up with a comment what you're working on. I'm curious to know. And get it done on your project, eh?